rise for the singing of the national anthems performed by our very own Nova Choir.
The land Dear families of the class of 2016, honored excellencies, members of the advisory board, faculty and staff, friends, thank you for being with us tonight to honor our kids. Dear seniors, this is it. As you sit here clothed in our signature caps and gowns, surrounded by your peers, we realize that this is a bittersweet moment for you, closing the chapter to your high school adventures and getting ready for yet another exciting journey. Whether you've been with us for 8, 4, or fewer years, we really hope that you grew with every step of the ride.
Please allow us to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Mohamed Arif, the representative of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees in Skopje. Mr. Mohamed Arif has been the UNHCR representative in Skopje since May 2012. With United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees in his 35-year service, Mr. Arif has occupied positions in Pakistan as interpreter, program assistant and associate national program officer, in Afghanistan and Yemen as field officer, in Iran and Bosnia and Herzegovina as head of field office, in Yemen as head of sub-office, in Kenya as senior operations officer, in Algeria as head of sub-office. He has also undertaken several extended operational and field support missions, most notably to Iraq, Pakistan and Western Sahara. Before joining UNHCR in 1981, Mr. Arif worked in education department, assisting in conducting the examinations for high school students. He also participated in community development work with various non-governmental organizations. Mr. Arif is a Pakistani national. He studied law at the Baluchistan University in Quetta, Pakistan, and completed his postgraduate studies in political science at the same university. On a more personal note, Mr. Arif is also a Nova Alumna parent, for his daughter Kushbo graduated with us in 2014. His younger daughter is currently attending the early years program at Nova.
We now invite Mr. Arif to deliver his keynote address to the graduating class of 2016.
One of the difficult moments, I think, to be in between the last moments of the graduates getting their accreditation certificates. So it's not an easy moment, I know. I would like to say that when I was asked by Victor, your principal and my good friend, to do the commencement speech, to be very honest, I was a bit reluctant. Because during the last 12 months, I have been delivering so many, rather too many, opening, keynote, and thematic speeches and addresses at national and international levels, conferences, workshops, and keynote speeches, panel and in front of the media, the UN, the EU high-level officials, diplomats, and many other important people concerned about the refugee crisis. But they were all related to my area of work, which is the protection of refugees. This speech is a new terrain for me. As I told my colleagues, I accepted it for two reasons. The first reason was that it was a great honor, since I highly value Nova International Schools. In fact, as it was mentioned, 2 of my children attended this school. I was in your parents' shoes 2 years ago when one of my daughter graduated from Nova High School, and I have another one in the elementary school. So I'm very much aware that what this school offers and what this school has accomplished. And I must say, it is impressive. I hope that you all are proud of being part of the community which has received high-class education and has created deep friendship bonds which for some of you will continue to be nurtured for the rest of your lives. Now, the second reason is more of a personal nature. This speech was a challenge for me, and I have always liked challenging myself. And I did it once again. That's why I am where I am now, at the helm of UNHCR Skopje representation. You see, my career has not been that straightforward and easy. 5 years of my UN career I have spent in the deserts, especially the Western Sahara, one of the most unhospitable places on earth. Let me tell you that in Arabic, Sahara means desert. So when you say Sahara Desert, it is like we are saying desert, desert. So I accepted the deployment in the desert, desert. Since they told me that this experience will broaden my horizons. And yes, indeed, the desert not only broadened my horizons, but gave me a horizon as broad as possible. From left to right, there is only desert, nothing but desert for 5 years. I still vividly remember the World Refugee Day, which is on 20th of June, one of those days, many years ago. When our UN team played a football match for the American students, it's soccer. We played it in the desert with young refugees. These refugees, having been born in the camp, never had a chance to see a professional football match on TV. But they played the game barefoot in the desert, and they were superior. All our hopes for our team, the UN team, were put in a couple of our truly athletic players who developed our match strategy. But during the first few minutes of the game, they made a mistake and were disqualified. At that point, only a sandstorm could save us. Although I, being at the goal as a goalkeeper, managed to defend very successfully the first penalty, that was not enough. We, the UN team, lost big time. These refugees were homeless jobless, some of them stateless, and many other words that would end with less. But that day, they were nothing less than champions. That day in the desert, in front of a large audience, they were Ronaldo, they were Messi, and they were Suarez. I'm telling you this story to inspire the winner in you, to be reminded that no matter what hardship or obstacles you encounter in your life, you can still overcome them and be successful in anything that you set your mind on, anything that sparks your interest and challenges you. For only things that challenge you will make you grow. Therefore, class of 2016, try to constantly challenge yourself. I know that by now, success is not a stranger to you. You have successfully graduated. You have identified your interests and aims. You have applied for and got offer from prestigious universities, and some of you may have even been admitted to some. So you have slowly started going back to your comfort zone. Comfort zone, every now and then get out of your comfort zone, because the comfort zone is a beautiful, safe, and cozy place. But nothing ever grows there. And you need to grow to develop your social and emotional intelligence. Do not limit your challenges, but challenge your limits. Work harder and you yourself than you do. Work harder on yourself than what you do on your job. If you don't challenge yourself, you will never realize that what you can become. As one of the great minds of my part of the world, Eastern world, a 19th century Sufi, Inayat Khan, said, by self-realization, a man becomes larger than the universe. And while challenging, do not forget to be grateful and appreciate what you have. Strive for more, but value what you have. What you have, what you are capable of, the opportunities that you are given, the support that you are getting from your parents, school, friends, and the society. And remember, there are people out there now, in fact, around 60 million people who have been forced away from their home as a result of war or persecution, of whom over half are your age or younger children who have been denied access to basic rights such as food, education, health care, and freedom of movement. Therefore, think and act greater, because you can. In that line, I have selected to share with you, NOVA graduates of 2016, some of the words of our Secretary General, Ban Ki-moon. You have to work and think about how you can make this world a beautiful place for all. We will try, as leaders of today, to minimize the problems which we are handing over to you, but it's on to you. You have to take the ownership and leadership of tomorrow. But for that to be possible, you have to strengthen your capacity and widen your vision as a global citizen. You are already leaders. Your ideas, your actions, and your decisions make a difference more than any other generation. You have a voice. Social networking is changing how we interact today, and it can change our world. You are in touch with peers from around the world. You understand the power of instant communication. I appeal to you to use that power for the common good, the power of communication and the power of networking. NOVA graduates of 2016, invest your energy in finding out what you can do to build a safer, more just world. Finally, NOVA 2016 graduates, go out there and challenge yourself. And by doing that, you will also challenge the world. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Arif.
Tonight is special and unique for another reason. The class of 2016 will have the distinct honor of being addressed by 4 alum who celebrated their 10-year reunion last night. Back in 2006, they too sat clothed in their caps and gowns, excited about the prospects ahead. These amazing young people have come a long way since. I'm particularly excited to welcome them, for I shared a bus, a room, museum visits, and many great memories with them on their senior trip. I now invite our principal, Mr. Viktor Novakovsky, to introduce to you Ms. Anna Akimska, Mr. Yorgi Unkoski, Ms. Julia Wohlers, and Ms. Emilia Juroska.
Arif, my friend, your mention of always challenging oneself, I think rings true for me. And so I've decided in that spirit and as an educator to model being challenged. And of course, I left my speech at the chair, and I wasn't going to do this without it. But I think the importance of honesty, and these 4 alumni had actually encouraged me onwards to do that, because I think what I'm about to say will ring more honest, more true. But thank you for your words. Today, dear class of 2016, you represent our finest harvest. And so you stand tall right now and smiling, and you're ready. You're ready to take on society's many challenges. Well, as hopeful wines go, you still have some aging to do. Your wines have some aging to do. But I think you are already one step into creating your unique bouquets of tastes and flavors. And follows from that, I think, is you're going to be taking on the world by storm. Right? Well, if you don't like that wine analogy, you can always be a darn good beer. They didn't like my metaphor with beer. Okay, well, 10 years ago, we had an equally good harvest. with the graduating class of 2006, I believe. I got the math right. And they were explorers, they were rebellious, they were creatives, they constantly challenged the status quo of our organization. And I realized today that 2006, in the prism of 10 years, has been a vintage year, as far as that wine metaphor goes. So I'm happy not to deliver it's my pleasure not to deliver a speech today. It's an honor to present to you the 4 alumni who represent our class of 2016. And so I'll start with you, Anna, if that's okay, and invite you to address our graduates. Miss Anna Akimska had back in her high school days, had a Sinead O'Connor phase. And I believe that was because of abundance of creativity and an unrelenting, nonconformist spirits and attitudes. And I think I see nothing has changed much, really. But actually, the hair. After 10 years, Anna has graduated. She graduated in comparative literature, and she also graduated in film directing. She's done 4 short films that have displayed, that have been screened and have won numerous awards at film festivals as near as New York City and as far as Tokyo. I understand that you're currently writing a second script for a full feature film titled Boy Scouts, and that you will be debuting as that film's director. So, without further ado, our alumni of 2006, Miss Anna Akimska.
Thank you, Victor. Dear graduates, the reason why I have the honor and pleasure to be here tonight in front of you is that exactly 10 years ago from now, I was sitting on the other side, where you are now, and I was also wearing my cape and gown, being all excited about the future and about all of the prospects ahead. The end of high school was the end of an era. That's how I felt. And it truly was the end of an era. Suddenly, this safety bubble was gone, and I was out in the world, left to explore. Along the way, I made some good and some not so good decisions. However, I never felt bad because of these not so good decisions, because they helped me learn something about myself. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Just make sure that once you identify this mistake, that you just walk out of the situation and don't remain stuck there. There is a secret that I uncovered throughout my way, and that is that you need to do everything with passion. Whatever it is that you do, don't do it just for the CV, don't do it for your parents, don't do it for your school, for your teachers, for your counselors. Don't do it even for some imagined future version of yourself. Do it only if you feel like there's nothing else that you would do, that this is the one thing that you have to do, otherwise you're not going to be able to continue living. This is what I did when I enrolled in film directing. I was 23 when I decided that I wanted to change my career path and go into films. It was a bit late. Everybody was advising me that maybe I should just stick with literature because this is the path that I had already set and I was successful at. But I decided that since I found out what it is that I'm really passionate about, I cannot continue doing anything else. So I just enrolled into film directing, and my professor at the academy, when he saw my interest in film and how devoted I was to it, he asked me are you sure that you want to do this? Because this is a very tough job. both physically and emotionally. Sometimes you're going to go out and shoot in minus 20 degrees Celsius in really bad terrain, bad weather. And I couldn't even answer him because the answer was beyond my understanding. In a way, I felt that it would be an honor to have to go through all of these experiences, however challenging they were. Even if I had to go out and work in the mountains in the middle of the night with my film crew, or if I had to cry myself to sleep because of a fight within the shooting crew. This is something that I wanted to do, and I felt it was the best thing in the world. So this was something that made me happy at that time, and now makes me even happier after I have graduated. I'm also happy for another reason. I want to address these three people standing here. It's a pleasure to be surrounded by such wonderful people as my high school friends. Please don't take your high school friends for granted. They're always going to be here for you. I know that now most of you are going in different parts of the world. Your paths are different. But even in the good and in the bad times, you should stick together. A few days ago, I was stranded in Romania. I couldn't go back because I missed a flight and there was no way to catch another one in the next 3 days. And this girl here, Amy, she helped me make it in time. Without her help, I would have stayed like for a few more days in the north of Romania, not knowing what to do, sleeping in some hotel. So your friends are always going to be here for you. Trust me when I tell you that high school friendships are a thing for a lifetime. You have been through so much together during your 4 years at Nova, and there is so much more to come. Keep your chin up. Congratulations.
Uh, 10 years ago, Ms. Julia Wallers was attending Nova High School, and she led a double life. She was an avid learner in the morning, and she was falling in love with the youthful city of Skopje in the afternoon of probably every day. And so she was a learner both ways, and I can relate to that in reverse, my years in the States. And 10 years on, she is a summa cum laude double major in English and French, and she's also done a master's in visual and web design in Milan. She works there now. She worked there before. She came to Macedonia for over a year, and she volunteered at the Children's Clinic at Mother Teresa State Hospital, and she also worked with Fashion Week here in Skopje. But she's been through numerous companies in Milan in the fashion world. These are fashion show houses and a life I've never understood. But in a way, everything that she has done has actually had a touch of the philanthropic. I think this is her family. We've known her family very well, and I'm just appreciative to welcome our alumna of 2006, Miss Julia Wallers.
Thank you, Victor. And it's true, I did fall in love with Skopje, so I'm always back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, class of 2016. I had a minor existential crisis while I was trying to think about what to say to you tonight. Because what do you tell a group of people who are really just about to start living and who are really just starting the journey of discovering who they are? How do you say something that's memorable, profound, not condescending, quotable? My conclusion was that you don't, because you probably won't remember what we say to you tonight. From university to master's to even a PhD, you have many more graduation speeches ahead of you from much more eloquent people than I. So I gave up trying to write something that will echo through the ages. And instead, I have a simple message that's just for you and just for this moment. Not for the you of tomorrow, not for the you in 10 years, just this you sitting here right now. And that message is this: all the things that seem like small or maybe insignificant parts of who you are, one day they will all come together and they will add up to something grand. All those peripheral interests that you don't really know what to do with, but you just like them, those hobbies you pursue from time to time, the things you're naturally good at, your gifts and abilities, the experiences that you haven't quite made sense of yet. One day, they will all converge, and that will be something great. Your calling in life, if I can pretend to have a clue what that is that thing that only you can do. It's that thing you do even when you don't have to, just because you want to. And somehow I think that many of you might already know what that is, if you're lucky. You might not. I didn't 10 years ago. Now you'll notice this is not a piece of advice, because you're getting a lot of life advice tonight. It's probably hard to keep it all straight. This is an observation that I hope is both comforting to you and a little bit scary. Comforting, because what right now maybe seems like static background noise as you try to find your future and as you navigate your next steps, one day that will be your yellow brick road. And a little bit scary, because there is a sense of responsibility attached here. You still have to discern your gift, and you have to work at it, and you have to cultivate it, and you have to find a way to bring all of your gifts and your interests and your passions together. I hope you do. I'm already proud of you. Congratulations.
Yorgi, Mr. Yorgi Unkoski, 10 years ago he graduated, and he was a leader, an appointed leader of a small group of students at our school that us in the administration knew all too well. He was a leader of the rebels in trying to give his peers, our students, a greater student voice at our school. He was an editor-in-chief of an underground newspaper. I believe it was called Freedom, complete with pseudonyms and incidentally, our Christmas high school show this year, it was titled Freedom. So it's a recurring theme. And he is a self-proclaimed, this is how he'd like to be introduced, he's a self-proclaimed poor poet. I can't really vouch for that. Horrible was the word he used. He is an average photographer. Now I beg to differ there, because he's actually finished photography at the Rochester Institute of Technology, and he went on to do his master's at FAMU, famous FAMU in Prague. So that's not true. You are a relentless procrastinator, and I can vouch for that too, yes, it is. But you mentioned that you are a realistic optimist, which really had caught my eye, and that you're high on life. And so I'm truly looking forward to hearing your message. Our alum of 2006, Mr. Yorgi Unkoski.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and be both sides at the same time. All right. I like that it has the bar moment a little bit. How are you guys doing? I'm melting. Are you guys doing okay? All right. Yeah. By the way, I know how this stage works. There's like 20 hydraulic platforms like all over. I hope no one presses any buttons in backstage. All right, so before I bore you to death with useless advice on how to find meaning on this blue planet floating through space, I'm just gonna bore you with something else. So I was trying to remember myself 10 years ago, you know, and trying to remember what it was I wanted to hear, you know, like what amazing piece of information I was missing. Sorry, just one second. Don't you guys feel sorry for the guys sitting like behind the drums? Lesson number 1, never save money on tickets, okay? So I was trying to remember what I wanted to hear, you know, and I realized that when I was your age, I didn't need to hear anything from anyone because I basically had it all figured out, you know. I mean, you seem like you have it figured out, right? Yeah? So you just came back from the best vacation you've had in your life, right? Am I right? So I bet there's like so many new relationships right now. You guys keep track? Someone keeps track? Okay. Maybe some love triangles, maybe some one-way love. You know, that's really good for writing bad poetry. You know, you should use it. So now here you are, you know, still drunk from your honeymoon, here on the undoubtedly most important day of your life so far. But the game continues, and even greater challenges lay ahead of you. Since life is a complex system of infinite cause and effect, countless possibilities and decisions, I've prepared this simple bullet point to get you ready for the future. 1. This one is especially important, that's why it's number 1. Don't be pricks, okay? Have a deeper understanding for people. You know, there's so many people out there. Thank you. Okay. 2. Find what makes you happy and let it kill you. I stole that one, but doesn't matter, it's still true. So basically, literally nothing in life is worth it unless it fulfills you in some way. Don't waste a second doing something you hate, okay? That's just a waste of your life. Don't do it. Find hard work. That doesn't mean stay at home and do nothing. It means find hard work that you love, okay? Okay, this next one is gonna sting a little bit, and I apologize in advance, but we need to be straight up here, you know? Long distance relationships don't work. Okay, okay. It needed to be said. It needed to be said. So the sooner you end it, the better. Okay, so now I'm getting more serious. I'm getting more serious now. Okay, 4. Don't get a credit card, okay? I know half of you already have credit cards, but cancel them and, you know, you don't need to pay 12% interest tax on socks and, you know, whatever. I've paid the interest tax on socks so that you don't have to pay it, you know? Okay. All right, now we're getting really serious. Contribute to society, okay? Engage in your communities and don't be scared of being political while at the same time not being a politician. Be active, be brave, and don't trust your governments. Always question things. Always question things, even those which you believe, not just the ones that other people believe, all right? And always question what you fight for. It's a constant process. You don't just get the answers once, and it's not permanent, okay? You need to keep doing it. Okay, and 6, accept your responsibilities. Admit when you're stupid. This is especially important, because it's a very rare ability that people have to admit when they're stupid, and it's going to help you a lot in life. Ask for help, just generally communicate. Okay, it's okay. Generally communicate with each other, okay? Okay, so we pretend to thrive on individualism, but we are collective beings, and we're always weaker if we don't collaborate, have each other's backs, or care for each other. Now, for the end, I just want to leave you with one thought, which is, no more high school, ever. Enjoy.
Miss Emilia Juroska. 10 years ago, she was the go-to person at our school, the go-between person at our school. She knew what was up. And I think it's more about your kindness and your help than it was about knowing and being privy to all the gossip and all the latest stories, because you remained relentlessly positive, and you probably understood one of Yorgi's points about being with others. And 10 years on, you are an economist by vocation, but by circumstance, you are an online advertising adventurer. We'll be sure to talk about that later. You also very modestly say that you still think you could be creative and you could possibly juggle a few balls all at the same time in the air. I know for a fact that's true. And so I'm very proud to present our alumna of 2006, Miss Emilia Juroska.
I was gonna say that besides standing here to make these guys look cool, I was actually gonna say a few words from my own experience, but they all topped their cool, so I'm just gonna share my own experience and mellow it down a little bit from Yorgi's speech. 10 years ago, being in the very same position as you all are right now, I was overwhelmed with feelings of friendship, belonging, love, and at the same time, full of fear and euphoria for the future, totally lost and clueless. I honestly didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I was changing my mind almost as often as Trump changes his views about nearly everything. So, today I'm not that different compared to back then. I realized is that being indecisive every once in a while is completely okay, because my indecisiveness has allowed me to be creative and search for what really fulfills me. It allows you to explore. So, I studied different things, worked low-paid jobs, volunteered, had a chair thrown in front of me by my ex-boss, became best friends with my next boss. I worked on a theater play, coordinated projects, worked with kids, art gallery, digital advertiser, CEO of a company, youth council member, etc. And this state of mind is a really beautiful thing. You can make as many mistakes as you possibly can, seek your passion, learn. Absolutely nothing to. This upcoming period is the time when you really have absolutely nothing to lose. So you don't necessarily have to know exactly what you want to do or be, but find out as you go. Nova shaped my professional path in a way. Among lots of amazing experience, one of the most unique and rewarding one was diversification. Without any strict division, we were able to mix and match subjects, activities, have classes with other generations aside from our peers. The most inspiring teachers I could possibly imagine. Without elaborating, I strongly recommend that you take this home with you as a strong life lesson. You never know where you will get your crazy, brilliant, impossible, world-changing idea. So be generous, share, be bullied, get your heart broken, take your time, listen, be genuinely interested in things, express your thoughts out loud, be alone, experiment, explore. And I have a metaphor with a smoothie instead of wine. All the mixed feelings I mentioned before, just put them in a blender and you get the life smoothie, an infinite mix of intensity, of adrenaline, rushing ingredients. Congrats and thank you.
Thank you all.
We would now like to invite our senior, Ms. Anna Arsovska, to present the class of 2016.
I guess I was the first one to trip today. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I feel like I'm speaking on behalf of many of those who are sitting beside me tonight that this is really weird and grown up. Recently, in our advisory classes, now that we're old and mature, we were given back the time capsules that we buried at the beginning of freshman year. These time capsules were basically letters written by our ninth grade selves, which expressed what we then felt, hoped, and expected of our high school life. They were something that we did at the beginning of our time at Nova, so that now, when we're nearing the end, we can go back and reflect on our growth in these past 4 years. Upon reading that letter, which quite literally, quote unquote, said, "Oh my God, I love this, everyone is so awesome," and reflecting on the time that has passed since, I'm sure that many people in this class will agree that our growth and difference are definitely noticeable. Being here in this cap and gown, as the last memory that we will have of our high school life, feels very adult-like, right? We are now the badass grown-up seniors that we looked up to when we were writing those letters. It feels very different from sitting with these same individuals for the first time, back in 2012 on the orientation day. It feels distinctly more mature, but it also feels deeply familiar. It feels more mature because all of us are more mature. Because all of us, with the guidance of all the faculty and staff that taught us taught us respect when we were being too loud in the corridors in the library, and taught us how to think and communicate when we were being too quiet in the classrooms. With their guidance, all of us did end up becoming more mature. We are more mature because we, the seniors, reading those letters, do have a more structured and coherent idea in mind about what our plans are and about who we are than did the ninth graders that wrote them, for the most part. And most importantly, we are more mature now because we look far cooler on our senior yearbook photos than we did on the awkward ID photos taken in the Nova basement. But it is still, as I said, deeply familiar, because not that many things have changed. I mean, Mr. Buen Marina's baritone that is sending us off today is the same one that welcomed us 4 years ago. And no matter how big and tough we thought we were, in these past months, we were still left to the mercy of Ms. Sankica and Ms. Tanya, aka Shefisa, when we were completely clueless about the most basic of things. And all the safe havens and all the groups that we found in Nova in these past years ended up being our own, even in the last days of our time here. And truth be told, it is a familiar feeling, because just like those ninth graders all those years ago, we do not know what the future holds for us. We just know that it is very exciting. Having said all of this, having expressed how grateful I am that Nova and my class offered this, provided this mixture of profound change and lasting familiarity, I can only say that I am so excited for our 10-year reunion, because it will be so mind-blowing to see how much all of these amazing people will have grown, but at the same time, it will always unmistakably feel like coming back home. I wish you all the best of luck. Class of 2016 out.
Thank you, Anna. Let's now make a brief interlude with the Nova Dance Troupe.
Our Nova High School Band would also like to do their part in partying with the class of 2016.
My baby don't care for shows. My baby don't care for clothes. My baby just cares for me. My baby don't care for cars and races. My baby don't care for hot zone places. Liz Taylor is not his style, and even Lana Turner's smile, something he can't see.
want more. We want more. Let's take a few minutes now to recognize members of the graduating class.
NOVA and the Office of Overseas Schools each year recognize the outstanding academic accomplishments of NOVA students through the President's Awards for Educational Excellence.
This year, we honor 5 seniors with the President's Gold Seal Award.
We would like to ask Mr. Viktor Novakovsky to come and bestow the awards. We ask the following students to rise and be acknowledged. Anteski Naum. Danev Nikola. Paneva Sofia. Ristova Teona. And Tomevska Angela. Please give them another round of applause. Thank you, guys. 8 more seniors are honored by receiving the President's Silver Seal Award. We ask the following students to rise and be acknowledged. Kuculovsky Andrei. Kubenđijeska Zlatka. Manulčeva Aleksandra. Myers Maxwell, please join them. Schultz Brendan. Sejkovska Vramovska Anastasia. Sekulovska Sara. And Vojinovski Oleg. Yes. And one more applause. This year, the U.S. Citizenship Pin Award is given to 5 seniors who promote citizenship within the school and its community and display an understanding and appreciation of civic responsibility. This year, the acknowledgement goes to Godinez Marina, Jackson Gabriel, Milkova Gabriela, Myers Maxwell, and Schultz Brendan. Thank you, guys. Every year, the Student Leadership Acknowledgement Award goes to a senior who has demonstrated true leadership by serving as a role model to peers, has shown commitment through involvement in service and extracurricular activities, and has upheld the school's mission and beliefs to their fullest. By a popular vote of both the teachers and our student council, this year the acknowledgement is shared by 2 deserving seniors, Ms. Sofia Paneva and Mr. Nikola Danev. We invite Ms. Mitrevsky, the Dean of Students, to bestow the award. Now this year, 2 seniors will be joining the Nova Athletics Hall of Fame. Our athletics director and activities coordinator, Mr. Alexander Ristovsky, will present the acknowledgement.
Good evening, everyone. I have taught and coached these students here for 4 years, and I know them very well. There are students among them who are academically very strong. There are also students among them who have grasped the opportunities from the service learning program and did a lot of hours helping their communities. And also there are a lot of students who demonstrate excellent leadership and citizenship skills. They will all be recognized for their accomplishments if they haven't been recognized already. But as an athletic director, I also know that there are 2 students in this graduating class that love sports and tried hard to always get the best of their abilities, no matter whether they play football, basketball, volleyball, or any other sport. I know they were very proud of their strengths, but I also know very well their weaknesses. I know that their first concern was always the good of the team, and they knew that their individual recognition will come only through team excellence. And it is here now. That time has come. I would like to introduce our seniors, Gentila Bazi and Gala Tomovska, to the Nova Athletic Hall of Fame and invite them to sign the Supernova jerseys with their names, leaving their legacy for the next generations of Supernova athletes. So the jerseys will come. Gentila and Gala, please. Congratulations one more time.
Starting in 2006, we award the Labinot Elshani Certificate of Outstanding Achievement to students who demonstrate a strong sense of civic activism, commitment to serving the community, and a developed sensitivity to the needs of others. The award commemorates a late member of the class of 2006 who truly embodied these values. We would like to invite Ms. Julia K. Wallers, a dear friend of Labi, to bestow the recognition to this year's recipient, Andrei Kuculovsky, and say a few words.
If you want to come here just a second. I wanted to say a couple things because I think it's fitting and because this award is very close to my heart. So as you heard, it's named after a member of our class, Labinot. And I met Labinot on my first orientation day at Nova. I was a new student, I was a transfer, I didn't know anyone. And Labinot was the first smiling face that I met. He was my first friend on campus. And for the first 2 weeks that I knew him, I called him Lebanon because Americans are not known for being very good with foreign words. And finally he told me, just call me Labi because you're destroying my name and it's embarrassing. So I always knew him as Labi, and he became a very dear friend. He had a very open heart. He was always helping people. I would always see him with like kittens that he found in the street and puppies that he was trying to help. And that's who he was. He had that kind of heart and he wanted to share it with people. So I consider it a great honor for you that you are receiving this award. And I'm confident that you will do justice to this legacy.
And the moment has come. Now I'd like to present this year's valedictorian and salutatorian. High school principal Mr. Viktor Novakovsky will help us present the plaques. The valedictorian and salutatorian are honored, taking into account their academic achievements, service to the community, and school-related involvement.
This year's valedictorian is a Boris Rajkovsky scholar and a candidate for both the IB and AP International Diploma. Yet, her merits go beyond sheer academic excellence. She is determined to pursue a career in medicine, for it holistically integrates all sciences. Indeed, she herself is a concoction of interest, a committed learner who is skilled at making puns, a talented scientist, yet an equally gifted speaker and debater, a lab research enthusiast and an altruist eager to meaningfully engage with people, a constructive leader and a valued team member. As she leaves Nova to read biomedicine at Oxford, she leaves her legacy, as you all guys do, for the future generations.
Sofia Paneva, we acknowledge you as the valedictorian of Nova's class. Our salutatorian's journey at Nova started from 6th grade. From 5th grade. A Nova academic and leadership scholar, he has been the driving force behind many initiatives, taking part in every major school event. Ever inquisitive and thriving on challenge, he is propelled by an enthusiasm for academic discoveries and questioning established assumptions. Over the past 2 years, his own assumptions about his future career were put to the test by the power of transformative experience. Namely, this charismatic speaker with a natural penchant for the social sciences discovered the magic of working in a lab and interacting with patients. He will thus explore his interdisciplinary interests at Columbia University in New York.
Nikola Danev, we acknowledge you as the salutatorian of Nova's class of 2016. Class of 2016, we near the moment of closing the curtain on your high school life.
We would also like to invite everyone to join us for a cocktail in the foyer following the commencement exercises. Dear parents and friends of the class of 2016, please congratulate the graduates in the foyer.
This year, the diplomas will be confirmed by the interim chair of the Nova Advisory Board, Mr. Vlatko Korobar, the head of schools, Mrs. Venera Novakovska, and Mr. Mohamed Arif.
Andrei Zafirovsky.
Eletra Koka.
Andrei Angeleski.
Jovana Taseva.
Gabriela Milkova.
Viktor Ivanovski.
Kristina Depsy.
Nikola Jankulovski.
Sara Jordanovska.
Ilias Nikoletopoulos.
Martina Josifova.
Kalin Kalenikov.
Bisera Serafimovska.
Gabriel Jackson.
Valeria Jordanovska.
Filip Nikolovski.
Jana Čolakovska.
Luka Stefanovski.
Teodora Filipovska.
Filip Petrović.
Zlatka Kuvenđijevska.
Aleksandar Andonovski.
Gala Tomovska.
Nina Pjevac.
Nikola Babamov.
Nadica Atanasova.
Dorijan Dlaka.
Ana Arsovska.
Ali Ismaili.
Anastasija Sikovska-Vramovska.
Alexander Stojčevski.
Marina Godinez.
Adam Lalin.
Aleksandra Manolčeva.
Ivan Avramovski.
Sara Mihajlova.
Bojan Gjorčev.
Klaudija Tanevska.
Stefan Petkovski. Stefan Petrovski, I apologize.
Ana Lamova.
Marko Terziovski.
Liljana Džinleva.
Gentil Abazi.
Angeluša Hođa.
Petar Velkovski.
Filip Ivanov.
Olga Pavlova.
Naum Anteski.
Liliana Stojanov.
Leon Radonjanin.
Arta Starova.
Andrej Kuculovski.
Charlie Bordelon.
Przemysław Modrzejewski.
Živa Švent.
Brandon Schultz.
Angela Tomeska.
Borjan Venovski.
Tia Homan.
Andrej Petrovski. Matej Popdučev.
Teona Ristova.
Ilija Komenko.
Kristina Taseva.
Martin Nikolovski.
Elena Netkovska.
Oleg Vojnovski.
Antoaneta Gelevska.
Antoni Kočovski.
Ana Stefanovska.
Nikola Dodevski.
Emilia Veljanoska.
Sara Sekuloska.
Stefan Dragan Pavlov.
Mari Janeva.
Никола Данев.
София Панева.
Яков Милевски.
Ана Теговска.
Филип Стефановски.
Стефан Костадинов.
Ангела Димеска.
Айван Шуки.
Мария Чекреджи.
Elijah Connolly.
Ива Лазаревска.
We proudly present to you the graduating class of 2016.
Матурирањето во меѓународното училиште Нова се прославува на еден поинаков начин. Како го прославувате овој ден, како го прославивте, на кој начин и што ќе запаметите од оваа вечер?
Па, разликата во начинот на кој што ние го прославуваме крајот на учебната година и нашето матурирање е тоа што одржуваме една церемонија на која што се присутни сите ученици од генерацијата, заедно со сите професори, заедно со семејствата на учениците. Како што можете да видите, ги носиме овие долги тоги и исто така и капчиња. И целиот настан е многу церемонијален и многу важен за нас, бидејќи тоа е еден круг, еден крај на 4 години поминати во ова училиште, на 4 години поминати со труд и со учење и взаимно пријателство. Оној момент кој што ја секогаш како паметаме се разбира последниот момент кога сите заедно ги фрливме капите во вис и се честитавме и се прегрнавме.
Се разбира, тоа беше најбитниот момент за нас кога ги фрлавме капите, затоа што се дожува некое чувство на ослободување од сите оние обврски кои што следат со средното образование, но интересно и нетипично за нашата матура е прославувањето на нашата матура е тоа што еден ученик од генерацијата ја представува целата генерација, излегува и говори за нас, значи одржува говор и плюс добиваме уште неколку говори од битни личности од нашето обкружување, од нашето општество кои што ни даваат совети за воиднината.
Дали ова вечер единствено ја прославувате матурата или на каде и како ја прославувате матурата?
Ова е формалната вечер каде што заедно го прославуваме крајот на средното училиште, а забавата по повод на матурата ќе се одржува утре.
Да, утре ќе одржуваме значи забавата како што е класично во Македонија, ќе одржуваме во воденица и потоа во диско, а вечерва е малку посвечено и поформално.
Што одбравте за таа специјална вечер? Што ќе носите сега? Облеката, фризурата, шминката е хит на секаде во овој период за матурантите. Што ќе носите?
Па последниот месец во Нова, особено месецот мај, е познат по тоа што е исполнет со испити кога ги завршуваме нашите предмети и кога сме главно преокупирани со учењето. Па морам да бидам искрена и да признам дека нема кој знае колку време да се подготвувам за матурата. Избрав многу едноставен фустан и едноставна фризура и се надевам дека ќе изгледа сето тоа добро.
За нас машките е доста полесно за матура, се дотераме, нема многу простор за варирање со фризурата, стандардно вака, а инаку одело сина боја нема нешто многу комплицирано тука во облеката барем за машките.
Сега да ни кажете, дали вие добивте некои од специјалните награди? Вечерва беа доделени награди на сите ученици од Нова што завршија 4-та година, но исто така беа доделени повеќе златни, сребрени награди, првенец на генерацијата. Дали вие сте носител на некои од наградите?
Па најпрво би сакала да кажам дека во оваа церемонија се обидуваме да одадеме признание, целото училиште се обидува да одаде признание не само на учениците кои што биле успешни во академски контекст, туку и на учениците кои што биле успешни во спортови и различни атлетски активности, учениците кои што демонстрирале значајни човечки и хумани вредности и учениците кои што се посветиле на помагањето на заедницата. Па во таа смисла беа доделени повеќе видови на награди. Пред се за академскиот успех беа доделени така наречените Golden and Silver Seal. За помош кон заедницата беше додадена наградата која што е специфична за нашето училиште, Лабиното Алшанти. Беше додадена и награда American Citizenship Award, која што за демонстрација или на демократски вредности и беа доделени награди за посебен успех во полето на спортовите. И конечно беа доделени наградите за ученици на генерација и со гордост и големо задоволство би кажала дека јас и Никола Данев сме добитници на тие награди, односно така наречените Valedictorian и salutatorian.
Ви честитам многу за наградите. А сега да ве прашам, каде ќе го продолжите вашето школување? Дали во странство? На колку универзитети конкуриравте? Дали е тешко да се конкурира во странство? На кои универзитети се сте примани и зашто се одлучите? Каде ќе го продолжите школувањето?
Јас аплицирав на повеќе универзитети во Америка и во Велика Британија. Претставуваше еден многу долг и исцрпен процес, но на крајот сум задоволна што можам да кажам дека своите студии планирам да ги продолжам на Универзитетот Оксфорд во Велика Британија, студирајќи биомедицински науки.
Јас пак ќе продолжам на Колумбија универзитетот во Њу Јорк и таму се надевам дека ќе продолжам да студирам медицина, а претходно ќе студирам невробиологија.
Да ни кажете за вашето искуство во Нова. Зошто ја одбравте Нова? Пошто се разликува Нова од останатите училишта? Какво беше дружењето со учениците во овие 4 години и каква беше соработката со професорите?
Но е многу динамично место, токму затоа што нашите генерации се прилично мали, значи доста помали од останатите училишта. Ние во генерацијата имавме околу 90 ученици. Тоа значи дека сите меѓу себе можат да се дружат, да комуницираат, пријателства да остварат, но исто така и пристапноста на професорите и целосно различната програма мене ме мотивираше барем да аплицирам во Нова, затоа што сакав да видам нешто поразлично, сакав да искусам нешто поразлично и токму затоа ја аплицирам и во странство за факултет.
Пред се, моите 4 години во Нова ги одбележа блиските врски создадени и со професорите и со учениците и затоа сум бескрајно благодарна, бидејќи токму таа врска и поврзаност со професорите ми помогна да совладам многу од предизвиците со кои што се соочував минатите 4 години, но исто така и ме насочи кон академските области кои што мене ме интересираат. Нова за мене беше заедница каде што постојано имав поддршка во тоа што сакав да го постигнам, но истовремено и постојано бев стимулирана и предизвикувана да се стремам кон нови предизвици.
Ви честитам и ви посакувам многу успеси во животот.
Благодарам.
Благодарам.